The house on the edge of town had always been a source of curiosity for the locals. It had been abandoned for as long as anyone could remember, and the overgrown weeds and boarded-up windows only added to its mysterious allure. But when a group of friends decided to explore the old house one night, they quickly realized that some secrets are better left untouched. As they made their way inside, the musty smell and creaky floorboards set an eerie tone. As they split up to explore different parts of the house, strange noises and shadows began to appear. One of the friends, a budding filmmaker, decided to capture the strange occurrences on her camera. As they ventured deeper into the house, they came across a room that seemed untouched by time. In the center of the room stood an old, ornate mirror. The friends couldn't help but be drawn to it, and they all crowded around to take a look. But as they peered into the mirror, they saw something that they never could have imagined. Their own reflections were twisted and distorted in the most terrifying way. And then, from behind them, came a blood-curdling scream. They all turned around to see a figure standing in the doorway, its eyes black pits of darkness and its mouth open wide in a silent scream. The friends tried to run, but the figure seemed to follow them, always one step behind, its screams echoing through the halls. Finally, they made it to the front door, but as they opened it and stepped outside, they realized that there was no escape. The figure was still there, standing on the porch, its arms outstretched as if to embrace them. They ran as fast as they could, never looking back until they reached the safety of their own homes. But the memory of the figure and its twisted reflection haunted them for years to come. The friends couldn't believe what they had just experienced. They were all shaken, and some even swore that they would never go back to that house again. But the filmmaker in the group couldn't let go of the footage she had captured. She spent the next few days poring over the footage, trying to understand what had happened. As she delved deeper into the footage, she began to notice strange details that she had missed before. In the background, there were figures moving behind the walls, and whispers that seemed to be coming from nowhere. She also noticed that in all the footage, the figure that had chased them had never seemed to move closer, it was always in the same distance. She decided to go back to the house, this time armed with a microphone and other equipment to try and capture more of what was happening. She went alone, not wanting to put anyone else in danger. As she entered the house, she felt a chill run down her spine. The house seemed different this time, darker and more sinister. She set up her equipment and began to explore. She was determined to find out what was happening in that house. As she walked through the rooms, she began to hear strange noises, and whispers that seemed to be coming from all around her. She followed the sounds, and soon found herself back in the room with the ornate mirror. She approached the mirror and looked into it, but this time, her reflection was not distorted. Instead, she saw a figure standing behind her. She quickly turned around, but there was no one there. She looked back into the mirror and saw that the figure was now standing in the mirror, its face twisted in a grotesque grin. It seemed to be beckoning her, inviting her to come closer. She knew she had to leave, but she couldn't pull her gaze away from the mirror. As she stared into the reflection, she felt herself being pulled into the mirror. She could feel her body being pulled into the mirror, as if it were a portal to another world. As she was pulled into the mirror, she heard a voice whispering in her ear, "Welcome home." She never returned from that house. Her friends and family searched for her, but they never found her. They never understood what happened, but they all knew that something evil had claimed her. The house was demolished, and the land was left barren. But the legend of the house on the edge of town and the girl who was pulled into the mirror lived on, whispered in hushed tones by those brave enough to speak of it.